Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Well, it's evening somewhere on this planet.
Okay, true. Oh, well, maybe it's time for a beer then.
I'll get some. All right, that was a good beer break.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
Me too.
Nice and quick. So, welcome. Sorry, guys. Welcome to another episode of Reviewing Your Underwater Films, episode number 101.
Correct. One beer and he's gone.
Yeah, well, it comes with the weight and the size and me not drinking very often.
Okay.
I know you're a lot more experienced in that field.
Okay. How to announce publicly to the world that your friend is an alcoholic.
I never said that. Moving along. What are we doing today? Watching another video?
Yeah, most probably.
And from what I've seen, we've got a video from an old friend, right?
Yes, it's from Michael Fafalios.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much, Michael, for submitting another video. Michael has already submitted a video a little while ago.
A long time ago,
actually. Yeah, now we can say a long time ago after having done so many reviews. And I'm really looking forward to watching this video. This video by Michael is a little documentary about his stay in Anilao and Puerto Galera, where he was actually with us on our underwater videography workshop and the group trip together with Divers Ready last November. But before we get into this, I've got a question for you, completely unrelated to this.
All right.
Maybe a little related.
I'm listening.
Maybe a little related. I know that you're using a Red Komodo as well to film underwater, and you're also sometimes using your smartphone to film underwater. Now, if you're about to pack for a dive trip, a pleasure dive trip, okay? What would you bring and why?
Well, it depends, I would say.
Of course.
But
that's the German answer. Very diplomatic German answer.
Yeah, no. But I think if it's a pleasure trip, then definitely the dive fork and the iPhone.
Why?
Simplicity and weight.
Pick up that one, please. If you can. So that's what Sebastian's talking about.
Well, this one is very lightweight.
Well, there's no camera inside and no dome. And this one's pretty much complete. So, I think it speaks for itself. And that's also why we really enjoy using the dive fork gear with our iPhones, because it provides us with some high quality footage, not quite as professional as with the Red Komodo, obviously, but for an amateur and a hobbyist and a personal use, absolutely sufficient. And I mean, the footprint is just, I don't even need to get an extra suitcase for this. I just put it in my carry-on and I have it with me on my dive trips.
Yeah, and I'm convinced that the footage is amazing. It depends a little bit on what iPhone, what phone you put in there. And today's like the iPhone 15 Pro or like the newer Samsung phones, they have amazing cameras. Like even in lower light conditions, they're getting better and better. I mean, they have a small sensor, but
it's a lot of AI playing in there as well.
So yeah, you can like on pleasure trips, for family, friends, and social media stuff. It's amazing. Yeah,
absolutely sufficient and absolutely amazing. I agree. Yep. And so thank you, Dive Fork, for being a sponsor of this series and also today's video. And as an extra bonus, being a sponsor, you can also benefit from that. You can get a 6% discount on any purchase that you make from the Dive Fork online store, whether that is a new housing, if you want to get a new color or you need a new one, or any accessories that Dive Fork offers, like lights, trays, extra lenses, and so on. The discount applies on anything that you buy from the online store. You can either use the link down in the video description below or just enter the coupon code Matthias Lebo at checkout, and that is going to give you the extra 6% discount. Thank you very much, Dive Fork, for being such a loyal supporter of our channel and this series here.
That's a very long code. Matthias Lebo at checkout.
Moving along.
Well, yeah.
Tell us about the video that we're going to watch today.
Okay, well, what Mike told us is he was filming with a Sony A7S Mark III.
Yeah.
The 90mm lens from Sony with a SMC2 diopter. And, well, he was not writing something about the number of lights, but I'm guessing he's saying lights. 2 backscatter 4300 lights.
Yeah, I remember he was using 2.
Okay, yeah. But, and and very special. He was saying that the voice and the script were AI.
Ooh.
So he wasn't like specifying where or with what kind of AI engine he was doing it, on which platform. But yeah, AI is getting control.
All right. Let's watch this. I'm curious and can't wait. Shall we?
Of course.
Of course.
Beneath the crystal clear waters of the Philippines lies a mesmerizing world of macro marine life. In this enchanting underwater paradise, a plethora of creatures thrive, each one more vibrant and fascinating than the last.
Whoa.
In the concealed world beneath the ocean's surface, the frogfish reigns as a master of disguise. With a body adorned in vibrant colors and peculiar protrusions, it resembles a living artwork. This quirky creature navigates the seafloor with leg-like fins, patiently waiting for prey while perfectly blending into its surroundings. This underwater chameleon showcases nature's ingenuity, embodying both artistry and strategy in the depths of the ocean.
Wow.
The flamboyant cuttlefish flaunts an array of colors that seem to defy the imagination, from deep purples and bright yellows to fiery reds. Its undulating fins ripple with intensity. A rival cuttlefish enters the scene. Like skilled dancers, they begin a slow and mesmerizing ballet, tentacles undulating in synchronized patterns. The victor assumes control of the territory, and the defeated cuttlefish retreats to find a new space for itself.
Wow.
Colorful nudibranchs captivate with their stunning hues and intricate patterns. They are masters of adaptation, camouflaging with their surroundings to avoid predators. From vegetarian to carnivorous diets, nudibranchs showcase diverse feeding habits. With extendable tentacles and venomous serrata, they navigate the ocean, gracefully hunting under the cover of darkness. These small sea slugs play a vital role in maintaining the underwater ecosystem, preventing algae overgrowth and sustaining their predators.
Oh, gotta love turtles. Yeah, can't help it. Wow.
Cool.
Hello.
In the warm embrace of the fire urchin, a vivid underwater community thrives. Coleman's shrimp, with their translucent bodies adorned in intricate patterns, zebra crabs scuttle among the urchin's spines, and small damselfish seek refuge and socialize. This transforms the potentially hazardous fire urchin into a symbiotic haven.
They look beautiful. I remember seeing that one.
As our journey comes to an end, we must all remember the need to cherish our oceans by adopting sustainable practices, reducing plastic use, and supporting marine conservation. Let's safeguard the beauty of marine life for generations to come.
Pretty boring.
I was gonna say me like.
Me too. Very nice. Very cool, Michael.
Very cool. Thank you so
Love
much,
it.
Michael, for that video and for sharing it with us and the community. You've scribbled down a lot.
Yeah.
You want to share it with us too? You might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is we're gonna see Michael in June.
Yeah.
I think so. We have to be very nice.
No. He specifically asked if we can review this before the trip and before he's coming with us to Bali and Komodo. Well, because obviously he wants to, take that feedback and improve and develop on what he's done on the last workshop and what he's going to be doing on the next one. Because I'm expecting big things from Michael on the next trip.
Yeah. I have to say, amazing macro work. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like really cool perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Very stable shots.
Yep.
Yeah, and I liked the narration.
It was a very nice voice, wasn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, I saw it at the end. It's from 11 Labs, and I think we heard the voice now a few times. Maybe I heard it somewhere else on different channels. But I think it's a very cool voice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same with if you have a narrator which is very good, it will come.
Well, I was just gonna say, even like in National Geographic productions and stuff, they oftentimes use the same or similar narrators because it's what works, right?
And so it's like you're recognizing AI voice. It's like
it's weird. Isn't
it's
it?
weird. Yeah, it's definitely weird. But I liked it. What I find difficult is the amount of words used. Like not in terms of he's talking too much. It's more like maybe it's a little bit too much information. I don't know how to put it in words.
For the length of the video, you mean?
Yeah,
because there's not a lot of periods where there's no talking, where you can just dive into the visuals.
Yeah, and then just watch it and then another talking.
Were you getting distracted a little bit by the voice?
Yeah, and I think some part of it is because I'm not native English speaker, and so the words chosen were quite I don't want to say special, but it's not like an average language.
Well, they were more oftentimes, can we call them scientific words or?
Yeah, maybe sometimes scientific, but not like like in a daily language.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's not your everyday slang. Is
yeah,
that what
it's,
you mean?
Yeah. So more slang. So it's more. You have to put a little bit concentration into to understand a foreign language.
Yeah.
But that's just me because I'm not native. Maybe it's different for someone who's native English speaker. I don't know.
But no, I get what you're saying, and I want to pick up on that. I think that you're right. It is a lot of speaking and very little space in between where there is no voice hearable and where just the visuals are actually working. And don't get me wrong, Michael. I love the visuals. I mean, I think you've done a great job on, as Sebastian said, on capturing different angles and perspectives. I think that your color grade is pretty nice. It's very consistent throughout the entire film. It is rather on the desaturated side. which is fine. I don't mind at all. It's personal choice, and it works well. I mean, there was a couple of clips where you could have pushed it a little more. For example, some of the nudie branch clips, I think they have just naturally very vivid colors, and maybe on these clips one could have pushed it a little more or saturated it a little more.
I have to disagree on that point.
Okay. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Where was I?
Sorry.
That's all right. So yeah, that was all really, really, really nice. I really enjoyed that. And I think that it would have just made a even larger impact if you would have given us a little more room to breathe in between the talkings of the narrator. And it's great that you were giving so much information about everything, and I'm actually really stunned how you managed to get the AI to talk about just the things that you captured. Like, that is like, obviously you can prompt it, but I mean, when we were looking at the fire urchin, and it was talking just about the stuff that we were actually seeing, so you must have prompted that in advance afterwards when you knew what footage you've got. I'd really be curious to hear how long that took getting the narration, the text for the narration. I mean, the narration itself was probably easy, but getting the text for the narration, that would be interesting to know how long it took you to actually create that text using AI, with all the footage that you have created, and also how you, that's just personal interest, how you went about the process of creating this video. Was it you created the video first and then you got to the narration, or was it creating the narration first and then going to the video? Yeah, that's just something that interests me. What was the process?
Well, we have our first topic at the bar
in Ulaanbaatar. Yeah, we have. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. There's literally only one thing, Mike, that I personally noticed that I didn't like too much, and that's the stabilizing. I think that on some of the shots you push the stabilizing a little too much. You could see it on like one or two of the nudie branch shots, and I think on one moray eel shot you could also see it, that the background was a little wobbling. So there was a bit of a warping there. Yeah, and now Sebastian's looking at me very weirdly.
I'm like,
are you surprised?
I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm afraid I'm on fire today. So maybe I'm too harsh now on the critics. I don't know, because I wrote down a few points which I think can be improved.
There's always things that can be improved. That's just the one thing that really stood out to me. That anything else looked to me like a nice and complete piece, but the stabilizing issues were the things that I noticed right away after only having watched it once.
Yeah.
And we've said that many times. If you watch it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you'll start seeing all the things. But just from watching it once, which is what most people will do, they'll watch your piece once and not several times. This is what really stood out to me. And I think that this is what I would work on first, getting these shots that are struggling with the stabilizer, either replace them or reduce the stabilizing just to get the wobbling part out of the clip. And I think that would already make a fairly big difference. And I'll pass it on to you, and you can just disagree with everything I said.
No, I don't disagree with everything. It's just let's start talking about the colors and stuff.
Yes.
I had the feeling, well, the narrator was talking about the vibrant colors and very nice, and it was like, for me, it was like, okay, we are the vibrant colors.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, the visual was in that special occasion, and then in a few parts more during the video was not present,
not matching,
not matching. Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I think sometimes you could have done a little bit more in terms of contrast and saturation. It's like I was missing a little bit. Missing the contrast and more vibrant, more saturated colors.
Totally understand. Just to make clear, like what I said before, I was referring to the piece being uniform and having the same color pattern and the same saturation contrast throughout the entire piece. That's what I liked. The saturation and stuff, that really is a personal preference, I think. But I totally see what you're saying, that if the narrator talks about vibrant colors, you should show some vibrant colors.
So you
I understand.
Partly agree.
I'll only partly.
And the other thing is, wrote down, like, some of the clips were a little bit over sharpened. Like they got this digital touch to it. I think there was one, I don't know, the one with the
snake.
The snake, right? And there was another one. I don't know if it's have something to do with the stabilization that, or it was, I don't know what happened, but it looked a lot more digital than the other footage. So yeah, if it wasn't possible to get it in line with all the others, I would have just left it out.
Yeah.
Because like for me, it was quite obvious. These things, like
that it was
this
different.
was not. Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing I wrote down is like the color matching. Yeah, I agree. It's like it's actually pretty consistent, but there are like a few ones just sticking out, especially when going from the macro to the wide angle. It's like I know it's very hard, but it's like in my feeling was like they were far away from each other. It's like you could have put them a little bit closer. I know it's like we talked about it. I think last week or so we talked about that. It's like if you're going from macro and then to blue, it's obvious you can't match every color. It's almost impossible. But I had a feeling they were just far away. Just like they were more, I don't know, have a warmer tone to it. I might have to watch it again to see what exactly it was. But I was like, it doesn't match. But on a few occasions, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It might also have to do with the fact that he was recording here in two different locations. It was footage from Anilao, footage from Puerto Galera. So maybe that also has a bit of an effect in there sometimes. Like the bottom composition, the main colors are different from one location to another one, and it can always be a challenge to match and add up different clips from different locations.
But what I liked is like that they included these wide angle shots.
Yes.
So it was not only just macro.
Well, he was setting the stage quite well, Mike. I think you really were.
Yeah.
With those wide angle establishing shots, also going from like one narration piece to the next one with using that wide angle shot of the sponge barrel in between, and that worked well, giving us like a little sort of, okay, now we've finished with that one section, we'll now go into another section.
Yeah, I just was writing his email or his text again, and I was like, not sure if he's done with the 90mm from Sony, if he was using a different one. Otherwise, I would be even more impressed.
I don't think everything was shot with that, was it?
Well, he was just running. I was using the Sony and the FE90, so I was assuming he was only using that one. But maybe it's just for the macro work.
Probably.
And the other one,
yeah,
he
probably.
used a different. Because I think the wide angle.
No, that's probably not with the 90mm.
He would have been far away from the.
Correct us if we're wrong, but I think you used a wider lens for the wide angle shots. You must have, but I don't quite remember anymore. Yeah, I also want to say that I do think the music that you chose was quite fitting. It fitted well to the narrator's voice, and also to like the things that we saw. That was nice. And that's pretty much all that I have written down. I think you've done a good job. Also, lengthwise, Mike, well done on keeping it below the 5-minute mark, which means you are going into the competition to win an invitation for the next underwater videography workshop, which is going to be most likely in the Maldives in April 2025. And anyone who submits a video to the series here that gets reviewed within this year, 2024, has a chance to enter the competition. There is a couple of prerequisites. They're all, you can see all the prerequisites and everything in the video that I'll link down below in this in the video description below this video. So if you're interested in giving it a try, have a look at that video and submit one of your underwater films for a chance to win either a trip worth about $2,500 or some really cool dive folk gear that our sponsor is offering here for the runners-up. Anything else?
No, I was just checking that I can do the summary.
All right, yes, the summary. It's your turn today, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I was like...
That's why you're busy. Well,
yeah.
You can thank me later for being so talkative and giving you the time to write up your summary.
Of course. I couldn't be more thankful.
Go ahead, please.
Well, Michael, thank you for letting us review your little documentary. As we said at the beginning, we liked it very much. Very cool variety of shots, very cool macro shots you put in there. The story you told, especially the effort you put in with the AI and the AI narration then. It was pretty nice. We think you can work on the stabilization part of your video, like in the post-production. Just be careful when you touch the clips and just don't over crank it to get rid of the wobbling effects. A second part, especially talking about AI, we think, or not, it's not especially for AI, it's the general for narration, is give the visuals more room in the video. Just narration is very nice, but just give the viewer time to actually see the visuals on the screen and not somebody's talking constantly. And the other thing is the colors. If you're talking about vibrant colors, we think it should match. It should match the visuals. So a little bit tweaking on contrast and visual side would just underline the narration and support the story. Yeah.
Excellent. Well said. Thank you so much, Sebastian. Thank you, Mike, again for your submission. As always, we're going to be putting a link down to Mike's video and his YouTube channel just below in the video description here. Hop over there and check out the other amazing content that Mike's got on his channel, Bottom Time Media. If you have a video, a film that you would like us to review, then you should do...
write us an email to Matthias Lebo. No, not Matthias Lebo. contact@matthiaslebo.com.
You were very close.
Put the link to your video in the email and a little description of the dive site you filmed, the equipment you used, and anything you think is important to us and to the viewers to mention during the review.
That's it. Awesome.
Well, there's one part. If you send us the video for 2024, you should check out the video for our competition.
Yeah, I said that before.
You said that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening then.
No, you were busy writing up your summary, right?
I am so sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I mentioned that before.
All
video with all the competition rules and everything is down in the video description below.
Thanks
Check
for
it out.
saving.
Submit a video. We'll look forward to getting your entries for the competition and to watch and review them within this series here, hopefully very, very soon. Thank you guys for watching. Have an awesome week. Keep capturing all those amazing underwater adventures of yours, and we will see you back here on the channel for the next episode of reviewing your underwater films next week. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.